Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is Tuesday, May 20th. It's Tuesday night. It is almost 6:30 p.m. And so I am now live. Look, even I have notifications turned on for myself so that I know that I am live. So if you're watching this right now on the repeat, hello. I'm glad that you are here. Please make sure to take time, like this video, make sure you're subscribed, and ring that bell so you do get notified on your device when I go live. Also, please leave a comment. I love comments, and if you ever have questions while you're watching the video, please just type that into the comments. Be specific about your question so I can hopefully understand what you are referring to. So, welcome. We were off last week as I attended my nephew's graduation, which was fantastic. It was kind of a very interesting experience. I think there was about 200 kids in his class, and there was probably over 2,000 people there at the graduation. It was actually held at the soccer stadium in Kansas City, Kansas, where the Sporting KC play. So it was very interesting, much different than my high school graduation in the gym. So it was really nice, and it was nice weather, so we did well. And then Sunday was his graduation party. So he is graduated from high school, and he's going to be attending Oklahoma State. And we are very excited for him and what his future holds. And I did share a picture of us, I think Sunday. I shared a picture from his graduation. He's got all his stuff on, as well as the card that I made him. So make sure to go check that out over on my Facebook page. Probably shows up on Instagram as well. And you can see the graduation card that I made him. So tonight we are doing the projects that my stamp club did this last weekend, which we actually met Saturday morning because of the holiday coming up, and then because I had the party to go to, because normally we meet Sunday afternoon. And then just as a heads up, more than likely I will not be doing a video next week because of the holiday, because I will be probably still out of town. But I'll probably share some pictures of being up at the family farm. So this evening I do have two projects for you. One is a fun fold, which is actually pretty easy fun fold. So make sure to grab a piece of paper and a pencil so you can take some notes. And it is featuring the Pretty Florals bundle, as well as the Florals and Bloom Designer Series paper. And I will do some close-ups of that when I switch the camera over. And so this bundle is actually part of like a mega suite that can be found in the annual catalog. But of course, all the products can be found online as well. So I will switch cameras and we can take a closer look at the products that I'm using tonight. Ta-da! So the bundle, and I didn't pull up a catalog, so you'll just have to go with me. I had the bundle. Where did it go? Oh my gosh, it's right here. So this is the Pretty Florals stamp set. This I actually got as Prize Patrol when I was on stage in Raleigh. And so then because I got it at Prize Patrol, then I had to buy the dies for it, of course. But you will be able to buy the bundle and it'll save you 10%. I have not used all of these dies yet. I do use a few of them in the second project, but a lot of these do cut out our stamped images. We're looking at a fun like 2-stamp process here, where this is like the inside and the outline where you can stamp off or use different colors of ink. And we're going to be doing kind of both of those very easy stamping techniques today. I think I have fallen in love with this little floral here. And when we see it stamped, I think you're going to fall in love with it too. And you will see that there's like the little die here that can die cut that image out. So this is being used on both projects tonight. And then the coordinating paper, which some of these images can be die cut with the dies, but they aren't necessary. You can get just the paper. These have a lot of our in colors in this. You can see it's a very colorful pack. Let's just do a quick little zoomy focus there so you can see the item number. You can just search Florals and Bloom online. You can see all of the coordinating colors. It's got our in colors, and I think it's both sets of in colors are included, plus others. And it is just a great, we're actually using this piece, just some really, really pretty, fun, colorful floral pack. Great for cards, but I would love if any of you purchase this and do scrapbooking. I would love to see a scrapbook layout from my customers. I might have to do it myself because it's just so beautiful with these dies and everything. It's just so great. There is another stamp set that coordinates with this that has sentiments with it, because you can see that this is just an image stamp set, which is great because then we can pair it with whatever sentiments we might already have. And so for my first project, I've paired it with the Tags of Thanks stamp set, which is just sentiments. And this is actually bundled with 3 little tiny punches. This was an online exclusive and is currently, I think the stamp set is the last I checked. I think the bundle was on back order because of the punches. But you can now, if you see items that are on back order online, type in your email address there and Stampin' Up! Will email you to notify you when items are back in stock, which is a great new feature. And then the second card, you probably recognize this, the Layered Thoughts. We used this on stage. This was our prize patrol as well. And we're going to be using the Happy Birthday from this large font stamp set. So these are the 2 sentiments that I'll be pulling from today. So let's do the first card, and I'm going to verbally tell you the measurements because with my Stamp Club projects, I don't do any kind of written instructions for the video because that is the perk of being in my Stamp Club, is to get the written instructions. So this is cut as a regular card base. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. So this is half of a card base. It is scored in 2 places. It's scored at 1 1/4 and 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish these, and that'll kind of give you an idea. Now this is Secret C, one of our new in colors. So this is just like this, and I feel like I should bring the camera down a little bit while I'm seeing there. It looks like I'm very high. There we go. And let's come up just a little bit more. We'll do a little autofocus. Okay. So again, this is 1 1/4 inch and then 5 1/2. And so when they fold, they meet together as friends. So we'll set that off to the side for a moment. And we're going to use several designer series papers. They're all from the pack. Let's see, I do believe that is all of them. Yes. So this small piece is a 1 by 5 1/4. This smaller piece is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then our largest piece, I just love this piece, is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to adhere these onto our card. And this first one, we're going to adhere, I'm going to flip this out so you can see. This is a any direction paper, so we're going to adhere it here. I'm going to just be using Tombow today for at least a little bit. Use whatever adhesive you prefer, of course. I have been using Tombow a lot more. So that gives us a nice little border. And then my fun little stripe piece, we're going to adhere here. Oh no, look, we're oozing out a little bit. This is a newer Tombow, so I need to even be lighter handed. A little bit of Tombow goes a long way. Okay. I want this to dry for a second because I did have maybe a little too much glue on there. So we're going to do our stamping, which is going to be on the inside. And this is just a 5 by 3 3/4 piece. And we're going to do some easy stamping. We're going to stamp that little cute little floral that I said that I liked. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for a couple stems. And this is the inside of the card. And I've got my grid sheet here because I might be going off the grid sheet, which is allowed, or, you know, off the card. Oh no, look what I just did. Let me get my chamois and wash my fingers. Try with my hands. So I'm going to do the first flower in Petunia Pop. And we're going to do full strength of the kind of like the detailed. Isn't that adorable? And then this is the inside piece. Now I could use a lighter ink, but I'm going to stamp off and then use that to fill in. So then it kind of colors in the flowers. And then the second flower, I'm going to use the Secret C, which is the card base color. And we're using the same stamp, so I just want to make sure that they're got all of that Petunia Pop off there first. Oops, I'm just kind of using my, stamping the water off of the grid sheet. We're going to do the same thing. Here's our new Secret C. I think this seems to be everybody's favorite in color. I do like the Darling Duckling. We used that some the last time we stamped, I believe. So that's full on. And we're going to stamp off and fill in our image. So that's going to be the inside of the card. I'm going to leave my Secret C open and set this off to the side because I am going to stamp the sentiment. And I have die cut this from the Around It All dies, which is our online exclusive wonky circles. I think somebody called them drunk circles at Stamp Club. They're kind of fun. I wasn't real too sure about them myself, but I'm glad I got them because they do go all the way up to a very large size. Let me see if I can easily grab them. There's 12 dies, and this largest wonky one is like pretty much a 6 by 6 piece. You know, we've had some stitch circles recently. I don't know, I like these because it's just so different. Now, technically, I think these maybe line up somehow, but you know what? I've been having fun in hearing them to where they don't line up. So I'm just going to layer this because I don't want them to be perfect because I think that adds a little fun to it. Okay, so we're going to go back to our card because I let it dry since I was a little too crazy with the glue. So this piece is going to adhere and become part of the front flap. And so to do this, I'm lining, I want to cover up because I don't want it to end up looking like this where we see it. I want to try to line it up as perfectly as I can. And over here, I'm just going to put my Tombow in the middle because I do know that there's a little bit of a border. And I can take this and hold that down, and this is going to go over. So now, let's see, I have my old adhesive eraser. Yeah, get one of these at the art store. Stampin' Up! Used to sell these a long time ago. These are great. So now it opens up like this and we get to see the other side, and then our inside will go right here. I'm going to use my tape gun. I'm not going to over glue this one. There we go. So that folds down like this. And then my sentiment is going to go right on the front, and it kind of gives us a little trick. We think like something's tucked in somewhere because that's kind of what we're used to doing, but I liked this is kind of a it's an easy fun fold, but for us card makers, I think we see it and we go, oh, there's something complicated going on here. And there's not. You could put it anywhere. I'm kind of partial to the middle. And then I'm going to use these on the other card too. These are the 25-27 in color flat pearls. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Secret Sea and probably some of our cloud cover. Haha, it just came to me. Because this stripe right here is cloud cover. We'll use this one here. And there's our cute little thank you card. So I love this. It'd be really cute standing because you would get kind of like the angle of seeing both papers. You get to see the inside of this paper. And we have a nice little area here to write our message. Super simple. Here is, this one looks very similar. It's a little bit different piece of the paper. So this one's got more of the petunia pop on it, and this one's got a little bit more of the Secret Sea and the greens in there. But this full sheet of paper has all of these colors, and it's just beautiful when you see. It's beautiful as a large piece or a smaller piece. And here I have the Secret Sea first, and this one was the Secret Sea second. So super easy. And then our second project tonight is fun, and we're going to do some die cuts, which I have cut out already. And so let's pull the dies. So we have this little stem here. We have these 3 flowers here, which is, it's great. It's all on one die. And our little accent pieces, that's this one here, which are also on one die. And I did use adhesive sheet on the back of these, and I'm going to show you that, but I want to make sure they do have a proper home. You just kind of have to lay them to make sure you get the right one. And you'll see on the back that it is white here, and that is the adhesive sheet. So I can take my pick tool. And for these little layer pieces, it's so nice to be able to take these little pieces and have them as a sticker. And once I get these all stuck down, I'm going to review that process with you. I have my nails are orange for Oklahoma State. I'm supporting the new Rodowell Cowboys. And then I'm going to glue my flowers onto the stem. And so how I've been doing this, so I didn't use adhesive sheet here because I'm actually going to end up using dimensionals. So just a little bit of Tombow on the back. And then one at a time. Just hold it for a couple seconds. Hold it for a couple seconds. Isn't that just adorable? So for that adhesive sheet, what you want to do is the adhesive sheets come in, they're like 6x12. Let's see here. Yep, they're 6x12 adhesive sheets. I think they're $11. $11.50, yep. And you get 12 of these. This will last you a very long time. So I have this cut down, and there are some breaks in the adhesive sheet. So what you do is you want to cut your adhesive sheet just smaller than your piece of cardstock. Oop, that's got the sticker on it. And so you take that and you lay that down. And so now this, you peel this up with take your pick tool, and it's a sticker. So when you die cut, you're going to put this in your machine. You have your base plate, you have your clear plate, you have your item here. You want to put your die on top of the colored part, because this is the back now. And then you have your other clear plate, run it through the machine, and that is how you get the sticker with the adhesive sheet. It's very simple. And when you have these little pieces like I have here with this, I believe it's Flirty Flamingo. Strawberry Slush, haha, new in color. And then this is pink, pretty in pink. With these little layer pieces, it's so much easier to try to put those on as being a little sticker than doing Tombow, because then it like oozes out and gets all over the place and it gets kind of messy. So I have my Strawberry Slush card base. This is going to be a landscape card. This is embossed with the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. I do believe, I don't know if it's in the catalog. This came out last year. It is current and available. It's one of those large embossing folders. I have this piece of DSP, which is 1.5 by 5.5 to go the full length of the card. So we'll just go ahead. We're going to put that towards the top. I love this piece too. It's just, this is really just great paper. It's so pretty and colorful. And then what I have here is some partial wonky circles of our Around It All dies. And these are going to end up being on the card like this. So when I was die cutting, I didn't die cut the whole thing to save on paper because I knew I didn't need it all. And I feel a sneeze coming. It's coming. Excuse me. There we go. Again? Maybe. Let's see. Stacked up all my other stamps here. Let's see if I can get all of these prepared. Out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to use the Happy Birthday, this large one, and for this card, I'm taking this, because this is the top, and I'm going to stamp it as low as I can here. And I am doing that in Strawberry Slush, returning in color, which this matches the card base. Now these large stamps, I like to keep the stamp block flat and tap the ink down. Since it's photopolymer, very easy to see my placement. There we go. Get that ink off the block. There we go. And let's see, I do think I used this again. So for this, I'm not worried about it matching up perfect. I want some of the Darling Duckling, again, in color, showing, because I'm going to be trimming the top. So it doesn't have to look good there. I was just paying attention here. Now, if you were doing this on your own, you could certainly cut out the full die if that's easier. But I was kind of doing this as to show a little bit of versatility, that we don't have to use the whole die. And then I'm just paying attention to the happy birthday, nothing else, and cutting that top off. And then we end up with kind of like this, like, pomelo looking. Oh, look at it, looks like a pomelo, right? The pomelo is even about that size. It's a funny little fruit. And we're gonna stick this on here like this, just a little off to the side, because this little floral is gonna come down here. I'll go ahead and use Tombow since we've got some crevices. I'm just going to line that up best I can to the top of the fold there. And before I put this on, we are going to stamp the inside, so we'll just send that off to the side. And for this, we're going to use a different flower. I'm going to use Old Olive for the leaf. I love this little flower too. Let me get this. I got that little ink there. Just take your chamois, clean those little spots off that happen. You'll be glad that you did, because you could grab it and then it ends up getting on your fingers and you're like, how did this happen? So with the first card, I did a stamp off for the inside. For this flower, I'm going to do two different colors. So I'm going to do Strawberry Slush for the dark and Pretty in Pink for the light. And you can stamp the dark one first or the light one first. It is completely up to you. I'm just going to do the dark portion first, which is kind of the little highlight portion, and this fits right over here. And I'm going to use the Pretty in Pink for this inside portion. And ta-da! We're floating a little bit over here, but you know what? It's fine. So that's when you use two different colors versus stamping off. I could easily have used the Strawberry Slush both times. I just would have stamped off first before I did that inside portion. Oops, forgot those flowers are on there. And now we will put this inside the card. Doesn't that looks, I love how that looks when it's on the inside. That Strawberry Slush border. I hope that if you're watching this, that you got my newsletter today. I have information in there about the virtual scrapbooking retreat, and I am asking if anybody is interested in gathering together that Saturday to assemble the pages, because I don't know about you, the times on that thing are wild, and I don't think it'll probably take quite as long as Stampin' Up! Is giving. So if you were looking for more information on the scrapbook retreat, or you're interested in gathering together to assemble that, please send me a note or just reach out to me so I know. We're going to use some dimensionals on this. It's $250. You will create 12 layouts, one for each month. It's a January through December 2-page layout for each month. And there's some stamp sets. Everything's pre-cut. It looks like it's going to be a really nice layout. In my newsletter, I included the PDF of what they look like. And it says there's several techniques that are going to be shared and learned as well with scrapbooking. So I'm kind of excited about that. So I'm using the same little dots. I'm just going to use the Strawberry Slush ones. And there's our little happy birthday card. It's kind of a fun, I think it's a really fun birthday card. It's like a little funky. This one looks pretty much the same. The borders are different. My stamp job inside this one's a little bit better than what I did here. But you know what? The person who gets this won't know. They're going to be like, oh, it's so pretty. So those are my cards for this evening. So I hope that this maybe gives you an idea to pick up the Pretty and Florals bundle. Maybe you want to pick up the Around It All Dies, because that was what these are and what this is. Or maybe at least just the Flowers in Bloom DSP on your next order. So that scrapbooking retreat, we can start purchasing kits next Tuesday. So I said it is $250. There are stamp sets included. I was going to do the math on that, and I know there's going to be tax. You will get Stampin' rewards with it. So let's think about that, right? So 250. So you would get $25 in Stampin' rewards to use on a future purchase, which is fantastic. Let's see, 250 divided by 12. So that's $20.83 per layout, and not taking into consideration the stamps. But then you have shipping and the tax. Let's see, 10% tax, that puts you at $275. So you're probably looking, I didn't do that right. Probably around $300 for shipping and tax. You do get access. We don't have to do it together. They have the things spread out over, so $25 a layout is really what you're looking at. They have it spread out over 3 days, like what is the times they're doing? Mountain time. Go over to this PDF, please. I have it zoomed in, so it's hard for me to see. 2 to 10:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And it's a Facebook. Everybody will have access to it as soon as when you order the kit, you get access to the retreat on Facebook. And my experience with Stampin' Up! Live events that are virtual is they give, for me, and I'm a fast crafter, and keep in mind, everything is pre-cut, but they are teaching some techniques. That 2 to 10:30 p.m. time, and that's Mountain. So for Central, that's going to be 3 to 11:30 p.m. the 16th, 17th, 18th. I think that's a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evening. That's past my bedtime, especially on a work week, which is why I thought, well, you gather together Saturday. But my experience with live Stampin' Up! Events is that is probably 3 times the amount of time that, especially if you're a somewhat seasoned crafter, scrapbooker, that's 3 times too long that is needed. There's additional materials that are required, certain ink colors and that types of things. So if you are interested in purchasing that and just doing it at your home, or maybe getting together, I'm penciled in at my church. Even if it's just a few of us, we can have our own table. There's a large TV. I can hook up my laptop and we can watch the replays and help each other through and maybe figure out like which ones are the new, most difficult techniques they're trying to teach us, and focus in on that and kind of make it as a crop doing the album. But again, I really feel that the length of time that they're allocating is to go at a slow, steady pace. I'm looking for stamps. So, and I know I have several scrapbookers, so I think the pages look really cool. And they would maybe make a really great gift album. There is no album included, but the sleeves are included. So you could purchase an album from Stampin' Up! Or purchase your own, and you could give the empty scrapbook as a gift to somebody, and then they just have to put their pictures in. So that is kind of a thought too for you. I do know that there is a limited amount of these kits that are going to be available. Again, they will be available starting next Tuesday. So my guess is, depending on, how popular it is, will they do it again, that type of thing. I do think I'm going to be purchasing to do it because I think it'll be good for me to have those layouts, and then I'll just have to force my husband to take pictures with me. Oh, Mom's on. She's gonna be like, I forgot. Your alarm didn't go off. You need to do the notifications on your phone. That's all right. You made the projects, Mom, so you're good. Mom's finally here. So thank you for watching on repeat, because that's going to be everybody. Mom just got on live. I am still right now currently scheduled to do the June event. It is RSVP by June 2nd. I only have one person signed up right now, so I said I wasn't going to cancel it no matter what, but if there's only one person. So if I can't do it, it'll be fine. I'll cancel, I'll refund, but maybe as we get closer, everybody will be like, yes, I'll do it. So check my Facebook page for the blind date with a card event in June. But the RSVP is the 2nd. And I have to be hard on that because I'm not going to make tons of card kits and stuff unless I need to, kind of thing. There is a join special going on right now. You get 40% more in value if you join Stampin' Up! This month. So reach out to me if you are interested in that. Otherwise, the big news will be the scrapbook, the virtual scrapbooking album retreat, which will begin to be on sale next Tuesday. There will not be a video next Tuesday because I'm going to be on vacation. So I know May has just been kind of a wild and wonky month. So I'm looking forward to maybe calmer seas once we get through the holiday. So thank you, everybody. Please reach out. As always, if you have questions, make sure to like the video and leave a comment. Let me know that you are here. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. But I will be posting on Facebook, so you can always find me over there because I love to see your comments there as well. Have a great evening, and we'll